Welcome to the Action Playbook. I'm Jason Fox.
And I'm Coach Robin.
And we're helping leaders take action in life and business. Well, at least you care.
Caring and sharing.
Okay, caring, sharing, episode 32. Welcome back.
Yeah, thanks, Jason. I think 32 is really a follow-on from 31. So episode 31 was about storytelling, and it's also really about making connections. And I found that caring, but I mean like a genuine, authentic caring, was another powerful element to the success of my business.
Sure.
And it's based on this principle, and I think I first heard it from Richard Branson with how he went ahead with Virgin and the group, which was, if we look after the people look after the client. And Action Coach has the same philosophy, which is the leader looks after the team looks after the client looks after the business, and the business looks after the leaders. Right?
Sure.
And so it's that cycle of business life. And so I thought it would be really good just to kind of cover off a little bit about like why caring is so important and why people value it so much.
Okay.
And so first of all, I think one of the things is we're talking about relationships, right? Relationships at work, relationships with clients, with your team, your work team, relationship with clients, and even relationships, outside of work, the personal relationships that you have, they are fundamentally built on three elements. The first one is affinity, which is caring, right? Mm-hmm. If it's a personal relationship, it could be love, with your kids or your partner. But in business, it's caring. Caring for your client, caring for your team. And then there's reality, which is a shared reality, right? So this is what we're doing, this is why we're doing it, right? That's a shared reality. It's not like you will do what I tell you. That's not shared reality. That's just one person's reality that isn't being bought into. And then the last one is communication. It's like, how do we pass this information on? And last episode, we were talking about stories. Stories are a great way of passing information on, but at the end of the day, the communication is key to those other two working together, and so it's this magic triangle, right? And what those three elements working together does is it builds trust and respect. We want trust and respect in every relationship at work, and so the element of caring comes into that picture, and and Marshall Goldsmith said this, he said, people don't know how much you know until they know how much you care. No,
people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Thank you. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And I found this as a leader in business. I found this to be absolutely true. I did not get the buy-in from my team until they understood that I really cared. I cared about them as individuals. I cared about them as, their families, their life outside of the workplace. And so bringing my, doing that lunch that I mentioned in the previous episode, I took everyone out to lunch and, listened to their stories and they listened to mine. And I came away with a genuine sense of care for every person, to the point where I went to our HR person, the HR manager in the business, and I said, please, you've got to take recruitment really seriously, because once somebody walks through those doors, they fall under my care, and I take that seriously. I take that really seriously. And so, and it always comes from the leader first. Care comes from the leader first. If a leader is sitting there waiting for the team to show that they care, well, guess what? You're probably going to be, growing cobwebs soon enough, waiting.
Yeah, people join companies, they stay for teams, and they leave managers, right? So you want to keep them, showing you care.
Yeah.
Understanding your people goes a long way.
Yeah. Yeah, and the discussions I would have with the management team is, treat them like your customer. We were very customer centric. It was one of our values. It was even part of our mission statement. in the business, right? And so we were very customer centric. And when I explained it to them that way, that, you know, we need to treat them as you would treat a key account or a customer of ours, suddenly that changed the perspective for them.
Sure.
And as soon as they changed the perspective and changed the behavior and became a caring leader for their teams, it was absolutely magical to see the change that brought about for us in the business. And guess what? You know, the business just started flourishing.
Yeah. Yeah.
People were more productive. They were more committed. You know, they really bought into what we were saying, what we were selling. The trust and the respect that comes from working on that affinity, communication, and reality. Those three elements, the buy-in that we got, the trust and respect that we got, was immense. And so I will never, ever undervalue what care can do for a business.
So I think what you're saying here is that the vital tool in caring is the ability to listen in a lot of ways. Because before you can care, you actually need to understand the person's, where they're coming from, their story, all that stuff. So you can't just sit down and talk at someone and tell, you know, sitting down and having a conversation, tell them about how good your life's been and how good your day's been. You're not going to learn too much. So you've got to sit down, shut up, and actually listen to the person that you're trying to learn about to truly understand this, where they're coming from.
That's such a good point. It's active listening. Right? That means you're really present and listening to hear, not listening to respond. Again, that just increases the level of connection that is building between two people when they're having that conversation, right?
Yeah, and sometimes someone could be talking to you through their body language and other things too that might not be coming out verbally or in a conversation. You can sit down and understand someone's story once, but their story could have changed in 2-3 months' time. They could have broken up with their partner, their family member could have passed away or something, and you're seeing it through their body language or the way they're acting around other peers and different things. Hey.
Yeah.
So, yeah, continue to listen or read people's body language and stuff, because if you truly care and you see that person's off, you go, hey, man, come into my office. What's up? I see you're not yourself this week.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's definitely the empathy side of caring, especially for leaders in business, is crucial. It's crucial to have that.
Yeah, unfortunately, it can't be faked, can it?
And that's the thing. You know, I said earlier, it's got to be authentic. It's got to be genuine. So it's got to come from the heart. That, you know, that caring is there. As soon as you fake it, people see it, and then, you know, they just disconnect.
Which I think tells the message and the story of how important it is to show up right for yourself every day. If you've got a big team and you've been out on the piss last night and you're showing up hungover and you had a fight with your missus because you're a dick last night and you're coming into the office, you're not going to be there for your team. You're not going to care. You're just going to try and get through the day, maybe get some Powerade in you, versus like this morning for myself, I got up, went to the gym, jumped on the treadmill for a while, got my heart rate up, came back, had a cold shower, and I feel on today. So if someone came in here and sat down and had to tell me some hard stuff they're going through, I'd listen with empathy and stuff. I wouldn't have my thumping headache and all the rest of it. So you've got to show up for your team. You've got to show up for your business, and then you'll get the best out of those people.
Yeah, 100%. You know, for us as leaders, everything in business, everything comes from the top. It's top down, right? And so things like caring, respect, trust, you know, or communication, all of that starts from the top down. It's not a bottom up approach. It's a top down approach. And as soon as we break any of the rules that we set or expect from the team, we're actually giving them permission to do the same.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think that's where you're going with that. You know, you've got to lead by example.
Yep. And you've got to be right in yourself. You just can't show up with a cloudy mind and be there for everyone else, right? So get right for yourself, then you'll actually care. If you're worried about all the crap that's going on because your diet's off and you're not exercising and you're drinking or you're using drugs and stuff like that, you're not going to show up right for your business. You're not going to show up right for your staff. But you take yourself seriously. Maybe you start cold plunging, jump in the ice bath with Nick Fennell. Yeah. You exercising each day and stuff. Treat your body right, your mind's right. Then you'll be really there. You'll be able to care. And man, the the transformation is the hockey stick growth.
Yeah, 100%. And I saw that firsthand in my business. It was really incredible. The change that it brought about in the business was incredible. I mean, we were coming out of a fairly toxic culture at the time, just through the transition of the business as we were going from, through a merger, we were going from a tribe business into a village into a city business. But the culture needed to be fixed, and incredibly, it was such a simple thing that we did that fixed it. But yeah, show them that you care. Caring is sharing.
Sounds like the next podcast should be cities, villages.
Sorry, just one last thing about caring. For us as leaders in business, it's really important to care without expecting care in return. It's a giving. It's not a giving and receiving.
Yeah, it's not conditional.
It's not conditional. So when we do that, don't expect it to come back at you straight away. If you keep doing it and you do it authentically, it will come back to you. But initially, it might take time to build up the trust, build up that respect, and ensure that the relationship itself is strong.
Yeah, it's not transactional. It's not one for one.
Yeah.
It's you don't start your business today and then all of a sudden you're a millionaire. It takes time. So it's going to be the same with those relationships and building trust and everything.
That's a quote right there.
Clip it. IT team, clip it. Oh, shit, that's me.
Oh, yeah. And, so just get out there and show that you care. Take some action.